Alright, let's be honest for a second. When people talk about the best Fortnite chapter, most will instantly jump to chapter 1 or 2. But what if I told you chapter 3, yes, the one everyone seems to overlook, might actually be one of the best chapters we've ever had? Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just agree that Fortnite chapter 3 was seriously underrated, and maybe even the best chapter in Fortnite's history. Also, please use my supporter creator code CRXZYFVR in the Fortnite item shop to support me. I'd really appreciate it. First, let's talk about balance. Fortnite Chapter 3 had, in my opinion, some of the most balanced seasons we've ever seen in the game. Each season brought something new to the table without breaking the game or completely alienating a large portion of the player base. Take Season 1 for example. This season felt like an amazing fresh start for the game. The new map was introduced with plenty of points of interest, the new sliding mechanic added a layer of fun mobility, and the loophole was balanced near the end of the season. We got a good mix of weapons that didn't feel overly dominant or underwhelming. Okay, maybe we did have the overpowered MK7 and Stinger the entire season, but let's just forget about that because the game was still fun. Plus, they did end up facing their nerfs and vaults. Season 2 Resistance gave us the new Zero Build mode. This was a massive addition that drew in both new and returning players who were intimidated by the building mechanics. It felt like everyone had a chance to play, whether you were a seasoned builder or someone who just wanted to enjoy the game without the sweats! Season 3 Vibin gave us consistent map changes by changing a couple POIs into different rotating versions of it. Season 3 gave us one of the most beautiful biomes in Fortnite, Reality Falls. Although my beloved Greasy Grove was pretty much destroyed, the map was great. We also got one of the most unique POIs in Fortnite, Rave Cave. Rave Cave was this giant party cave off a giant roller coaster on the outside. We also got Star Wars in the game again! Season 4 Paradise gave us more consistent map changes. Even if they weren't that great, map changes are still map changes, and that's new content. The way each match this season was played was super fun in my opinion. Traveling around the map as a sperm cell was super fun. It reminded me of my time in the Race to Life. And in Season 5, wait, there was no Season 5, because they ended Chapter 3 early so they could showcase the new Unreal Engine, which did not work out because nobody likes Chapter 4. Anyways, we should probably get back to Chapter 3 so we can finish this up. The addition of new mechanics like sliding, tactical sprinting, and mantling were monumental additions that forever changed the game and made it 10 times better. We also saw major crossovers during Chapter 3 that boosted the game's visibility. The Spider-Man Mythic Web Shooters were hands down one of the best items to ever touch Fortnite. Offering unparalleled mobility without feeling overpowered, players and myself included loved swinging around the map. We also have a nicely done Dragon Ball Z and Star Wars collab during Chapter 3, Season 3. Now let's talk about the map, which in my opinion was one of the strongest aspects of Chapter 3. This chapter started with a complete island flip, giving us a brand new map to explore. What made this map special was the way it blended elements from past chapters while still feeling fresh and innovative. We had diverse biomes, snowy mountains, forests, sandy deserts, which not only looked great, but also made rotations interesting, especially in Season 1 if you were using the Spider-Man Mythic. Legendary locations like Tilted Towers, Shifty Shafts, and Greasy Grove returned. The volcano also came back, but it was remixed into the Daily Bugle. And there was obviously a bunch of new POIs. This map was perfectly well balanced for old and new players. Another thing worth mentioning is how Epic handled map changes in Chapter 3. Instead of making new biomes vanish after one season like they did in Chapter 2, the map actually continued to evolve like the Chapter 1 map. Something that often gets overlooked when talking about Chapter 3 is definitely the storyline. Although it was cut short due to Donald Mustard's retirement, Fortnite's storyline is known for being confusing, but also pretty fascinating at the same time. Chapter 3 did a fantastic job of helping players understand the storyline with more interactive quests. The collision event in Season 2 was great, and everyone was looking forward to Chapter 3's next big event. Epic has been known for their big end-of-season events. The build-up of the Chapter 3 finale event was pretty good, but the actual event was horrible. Epic completely blew it when they ended Chapter 3 early so they could introduce Creative 2.0 and the new Unreal Engine. Now let's talk about loot, because that's a big thing and I need to get that done. In my opinion, every season of Chapter 3 had a pretty good loot pool. Besides Season 1, I think each season had extremely balanced weapons. Honestly, it was rare that there was even a weapon considered terrible. Although a lot of people dislike the 2-shot shotgun, it's whatever. During Chapter 3, I never really saw myself complain about something being too overpowered. After the buffs and nerfs to the base loot pool at the end of Season 1, I honestly thought it was perfect. Lastly, we need to talk about the overall player experience and why Chapter 3 resonated with a lot of the community. One of the key reasons Chapter 3 stands out as one of the best chapters is how approachable it was for both casual and competitive players. Whether you were logging in just to play a few rounds with friends or grinding for high ranks in Arena, Chapter 3 had something for everyone. The loot pool never felt overly complicated, and the introduction of Zero Build mode, as I mentioned earlier, opened the game up to people who were turned off by the building aspect. Community feedback during Chapter 3 was also positive for the most part. In the beginning of Season 2, building was disabled, but a lot of players actually really liked this change, so Epic decided to make it a permanent separate game mode. So, with all that said, I think it's safe to argue that Chapter 3 could very well be the best chapter in Fortnite's history. Between balanced seasons, a great map, fun mechanics, and an engaging storyline, it had everything a chapter needs to succeed. It might not get the same recognition as Chapter 1 or 2, but looking back, Chapter 3 was one of the most consistently enjoyable experiences Fortnite has delivered. What do you think? Is Chapter 3 the best chapter, or do you think another one takes the crown? Let me know in the comments, and as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Fortnite content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.